I see a lot of young people come in these days that want to go from zero to hero really quickly, and there's so much to learn in the middle along the way. So aspire to be something and to be great, but also make sure you're picking up the skills along the way and listening to what people are telling you, learning, taking what you can, getting mentors, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions.
Today, I am joined by a special guest, Luke Hill, the Chief Operating Officer at AAMC, one of Australia's leading outsourced accident management providers. I call him the original outsourcer. Luke has spent nearly 2 decades with AAMC, progressing from a senior assessor to COO, leading national teams, driving operational transformation and helping shape the future of accident management services across Australia. He also happens to be one of my best friends and an impressive human being, so it would go without question that I invite him on to ask me anything. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you for having me. First podcast I've ever done, so
nice. It's like a job interview, so we'll see how you go.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably been 20 years since you had a job interview.
Yeah, I think it has been actually, maybe more.
All right, Luke, I'm going to give you some fast ones, rapid ones, just top of your head, riff it out. What first thing that comes to your head?
All right.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Definitely night owl.
Boardroom or front line?
I should say boardroom, but I'm going to say front line.
Nice. Your biggest leadership hero?
John Howard.
Oh, why is that?
Because I thought he was a great Prime Minister and I love some of his initiatives.
Nice, I agree with you. Best business book you've ever read?
I'll probably want to take that answer back later when I think I'll be driving home and I'm going to say, I probably should have said someone better than that. So anyway.
Your current boss might have helped, but.
Yeah, maybe.
Best business book you've ever read?
I can't say I've read too many. I did get a book called MBA in one day.
Oh, yes.
And it was quite funny. It was pictures and I had to look at it, but it wasn't that great. And it certainly wasn't an MBA in one day.
So don't take that on board.
No.
One non-negotiable daily habit? Have a constant task list that I review every morning to ensure that I'm ticking off exactly what I need to do for the day. It's quite basic, but. Yeah, no, perfect. If you weren't in insurance operations, what would you be doing?
Oh, I'd like to say I'd be working in something to do with sport, in an admin sort of area within a sport.
Sports management?
Yeah.
That'd be good. That's my dream job too. Yeah. One word that describes the future of your business? They only
complex.
get harder from here too, Luke. Complex. It is complex, is it?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start the real questions now. The first one is, on this podcast, we like to ask everyone, if you could get back 10 hours a week of your week, what would you stop doing to get those 10 hours back? And what would you do with those 10 hours?
I can tell you what I'd do with them straight away. I'm going to jump to the second part.
Yeah, go for it.
Straight away. I'd spend more time with our teams within the business. So currently at the moment, I probably spend majority of my time with either clients or with my direct reports, and I probably need to spread myself through the teams a little bit more and get to know them a little bit more. Now I've moved into this role, I don't get to do that as much as I'd like. What was the first part of the question again?
What 10 hours would you not like to do?
Oh, gee, it's a hard one because I'd like to think, whilst no one's perfect and I'm certainly not, I'd like to think I've got my days narrowed down quite well to what my sort of high performance activities are. I tend to spend a lot of time delving into reports and the data, which isn't the funnest thing.
Doesn't sound fun.
But if I could get away from that, do a little bit less of that, that'd be good. But having said that, you need to know your business and where the performance is. You kind of need to be all over that too. So
true. You've spent 20 years at AAMC. What's the biggest leadership lesson you've learnt?
Be humble, but also really make sure that you're giving credit to the right people that are actually conducting the good things within the business. So I haven't learnt that myself, but I've seen other people learn it in a hard way where they take all the credit and they don't necessarily pass it on to the team members that actually performed the grunt work and brought the ideas to the table.
That's almost my second question here. What was the moment in your career you realised leadership wasn't about being a technical expert, but helping other people succeed?
Probably early on when I moved from Tassie to Melbourne to take over a team. And I realised then that the technical side, whilst it was beneficial, but collaboration with the team and bringing them along for the journey and making them feel like they owned a part of it was key to moving forward. So without them driving, I was never going to get anywhere, or the business wasn't.
We're going to wind it back now to 15-year-old Luke Hill.
Oh, no.
He's a first-grade footballer in Hobart. Not really football, but some people call it that, AFL. It's a terrible game to watch. But great footballer, and your career was shaping in what form at 15, 16-year-old Luke?
Career as in working career or football career?
Is that what you were thinking?
Football career
was it going to be it?
No, about 15, I probably think I did think I was going to be all right at football, but I was a bit of a man-child. And when everyone else grew up, I wasn't as good as what I thought I was. So I soon realised that I needed to get a career. And for me back then, I would have been thinking down the lines if I was policeman was kind of where I was headed, or I thought I was headed. Something in sports management was where I was looking, but I also had a neighbour that was insurance assessing, and he and his dad used to take me out on road a fair bit, and there was something about that I really liked, and I knew I had to get a trade to get into that. So when everything fell apart and I had to get a trade, I knew I had to be a panel beater or a spray painter. So that's sort of.
So you became a panel beater?
I became a panel beater directly to get into management of some sort and to be an assessor. Yeah, I had that career.
So did you ever spend any time panel beating cars after you got your – yeah, okay. So
yeah.
So was it an instant success for you, Luke?
So I did an apprenticeship, and then I probably wasn't travelling overly well in that apprenticeship because I had the end goal in mind and I wasn't concentrating on what I needed to do, and that was to be a good panel beater. So I probably got a kick up the bum once or twice by the owner of the business. And then, I become a foreman quite quickly out of doing my apprenticeship. And then I went in and started estimating within the panel shop, become an assistant manager. And this
is why I call you the ultimate outsourcing. So probably should have started here. Like AAMC is a outsourced assessing business. So you assess cars, trucks, bikes, boats?
Yeah. So we're an outsourced assessing company for insurers and large insurers, but we're also a repair management company where we act for second and third tier insurers that haven't got the leverage or the volume to pull on a supply chain. So we accumulate all that volume from various insurers and do our very best to get the vehicles through to our supply chain where we can get a good quality, cost and timeliness outcome for them.
So some of your quotes are all about customer experience.
Yep.
Some people would say they haven't had the greatest customer experience when they've had an accident.
Say that. No, oh, yeah.
What does customer experience look like for an outsourced assessing company?
It's all around timeliness, communication, and quality of the repair. That's really it. So really what it is whether you've got a prime mover truck and you're running a business or whether you're a mum and a dad with a motor vehicle, generally that investment in that vehicle is the second biggest investment for a lot of people that they're ever going to have after their house. Some people are fortunate enough to buy in business and that sort of stuff. So, but when there's an accident, there's obviously a bit of empathy to be shown to the owner of the vehicle. And really, at the end of the day, a good experience is to get that vehicle. If it's a total loss, get it the market value worked out as quick as possible and get that person paid out as quick as possible. If it's a repairable vehicle, the idea is to get it into that repair as quick as possible and get it repaired quick as possible, but with the highest degree of quality possible as well. So that's the customer experience. And they need to be updated along every stage of the journey.
So communication's key.
Yes.
So you got 150 people in your team. How do you become that leader who can
250.
250. All right. My ChatGPTs, my AI is no good. 250 people in the team. How do you allocate trust and give so much trust into people working beneath you in your organization? And what happens when that trust goes awry or people make the wrong decision?
We're really fortunate where we are because we've got a lot of really long-term workers that have worked themselves into management positions. So just over a period of time, you know who you can trust and who you can't trust and who's got the ability to manage people. So we've got processes in place at management level on how they need to manage their staff, what improvement, what coaching needs to be done. So from my point of view, with my position, I get obviously weekly, monthly reports on what's going on there. When the trust is broken or when something goes awry, it's just about having consistent, strong conversations, being clear is to be kind, to quote Brené Brown, and really outlining what the expectations are and then managing to those expectations consistently.
And you never get angry?
I get frustrated. We all get angry, but you just need to know to have your anger behind closed doors. So if you want to scream at the world, you scream at the world behind closed doors.
Good advice. Good advice.
You can be firm with your anger and your frustration. You can definitely be firm, and the other party can know that you mean business, so to put it. But there needs to be respect. You can't lose your mind like a football coach may these days. Yeah, there's HR laws around that.
So most of my interviews and podcasts are with people who have started business, and I ask them what's advice for a young person wanting to start a business, or how do they get into business. You're my first interview with someone who's just basically scaled through to become a COO or in the C-suite. What's your advice to someone who's 21 in the same position you are of how do they climb successfully over 20 years to get to the position you are today?
I would say it's quite simple in that you do something that you're passionate about, that you care about. You do your very best. You treat people as you want to be treated, and align yourself with people that have the same values. And most importantly, be yourself. Don't try and be someone else. You can certainly take pieces from people and mentors along the way, but there's only one Adam Duffus. So you be that person, and there's only one Luke Hill. And if I try and pretend to be someone, well, you'll be found out really quick. So be a bit of a wanky term, be authentic.
I think that's spot on advice. I think I see a lot of people trying to be who they've learnt from.
Yeah,
you can't be that person. You've got to be who you are, and unapologetically almost. I'm not a CEO climber. I probably couldn't do that. I have to be. Unapologetically me.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is just to put one foot in front of the other on your journey. I see a lot of young people come in these days that want to go from zero to hero really quickly, and there's so much to learn in the middle along the way. So aspire to be something and to be great. But also make sure you're picking up the skills along the way and listening to what people are telling you, learning, taking what you can, getting mentors, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions like this. For me to sit here now on a podcast is not a natural thing for me to do. But yeah, just things like that. And it will come. I always say to everyone, I guarantee you something good will come of doing all those things that I just said. You mightn't be Prime Minister of Australia, but you could end up being CEO of a business, and that's a great outcome.
Just on my own internal knowledge, one of the biggest projects you've been working on is getting one central source of data and one central program. And, a lot of people I go through business with and help them in their journey with VAs is, centralising stuff. And it's a painful process, really painful. So how have you gone through that with your company of going from multiple programs, trying to get into one centre?
Yeah, well, we're still going through the journey, and we're fortunate that we've got a really good group of BAs and continuous improvement managers and a really good CIO to working through that. But right now we are just getting that central source of data so we can leverage all our tech stack off that. So like you said, we've sort of got data over here, over there, and we're just sort of centralising that now. And we're just going through the process of working out exactly what a piece of software or the technology will be that we'll be able to bolt on for our tech stack, as the smart people call it, and then build from there. So we're going through that. We're leveraging off consultants in the area. We're trying to educate ourselves the best we can to move into that. But it's a quick moving area, the technology space and the AI space. So it's funny, programs and software that we've looked at, say 6 months to now is almost out of date already.
Yep.
So it's quite nerve-wracking because once you make an investment and you choose it, it's got to align with your future strategy. And if you miss the target and get the wrong one, there's a lot to unpick.
I say this to people when people complain about the NBN. I'm like, well, you got to push a button on something, and the government chose to push a button on cable in the ground, and turned out to be wrong. You know, winding forward 8-10 years, but you have to push a button on something at some point. And I think it's important to push the button.
Yep.
You could be wrong, but hopefully the evolution of technology is coming along with you, that it doesn't just supersede you straight away.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the next 5 years look like for Luke?
For Luke, well, I've just moved into this position as CEO in the last 6 months, so I think we'll just continue along this journey. I'll continue to work where I work now. I love where I work now, and we're all one big family, so I'm very comfortable where I'm at. But again, just put one step in front of the other, keep working. Good things will come, and I think naturally the next step may be to move into a CEO type role, but who knows? Who knows what's around the corner? So we'll just keep moving forward.
Nice. As I said at the beginning, you're one of the hardest working people I get to interact with on a daily basis. A good friend to drink with. Luke was one of the ones that got me into F45 for a short period of my life.
4 sessions, I think.
There's 11 sessions.
11.
So Luke is, so I look forward to watching what happens with you, Luke. It's an impressive journey for me to watch from the sidelines. The original outsourcer. Thanks for joining me today, Luke. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.